Hello student, me Narayan Sharma greeting to you my YouTube channel Solving Tech. Today I am going to discuss with you about the multiplication of integer. So student, please watch today's class very attentively. Again, you have any doubts related to today's class, please comment on my comment box. Again, please student, subscribe my YouTube channel and share so that more and more students get benefited from it. So come student, let's start the today's class. So student, multiplication of integer. In multiplication of integer, first we have to read about the property of multiplication of integers. In property of multiplication of integer, first property we get closure property of multiplication of integers. In closure property of multiplication of integer, we get that product of two integers is also an integer. That means when two integers are get multiplied and we get a result, and that result is also an integer. That means suppose 4 into minus 7. 4 and minus 7 both are integers, and when 4 and minus 7 is multiplied, we get minus 28. So minus 28 is also an integer. Similarly, 8 into minus 10. 8 into minus 10 is minus 80. So minus 80 is also an integer. From this we get that closure property of multiplication. We get the product of two integers is also an integer. Hence we say integers are closed under the closure property of multiplication. The second property is commutative property of multiplication. Commutative property of multiplication, we get the product of two integers is remain same if their position is changed. Their position is changed. That means product of two integers remain same if their position is changed. Suppose if a and b are two integers, then product of ab, that is a into b, equal to b into a. That is, if their positions are changed, then the product remain same. Some examples: 4 into 5 equal to 5 into 4. Here our integers are 4 and 5. So product of 4 and 5, it is 20. And 5 into 4 is also 20. That means the product of two integers remains same if their position is altered or changed. Similarly, some other example: 8 into minus 7. 8 into minus 7 is minus 56. Similarly, minus 7 into 8 is equal to minus 56. That means we get 8 into minus 7 equal to minus 7 into 8. So from this discussion, it is clear that the product of two integers is remain same if their positions are changed. Hence we say the integers are closed under the commutative property of multiplication. So student, the third property of multiplication of integer is associative property of multiplication. In associative property of multiplication, we get that suppose if a, b, c are three given integers, then we get a into b bracket into c equal to a into b into c bracket. So this is the associative property of multiplication. In place of abc, if you take some integer, for example, a equal to say 2, b equal to minus 3, c equal to 7, then what we get in left side? 2 into minus 3, okay, 2 into minus 3 into c is 7. Then we get 2 3s are 6, minus 6 into 7, and it is minus 42. Move to the right side. A 2, b is minus 3, c is 7. Then 2 into minus 21, and minus 21 is 21 into 2 minus 42. You see left side and right side both are same. That means the integers are closed under the associative property of multiplication. In associative property, we get a into b into c, a into b bracket, and here a into b into c bracket. Then observe the number 4 property of integers of multiplication. It is multiplicative identity. In multiplicative identity, we get product of any integer, and 1 is always the integer itself. That means when you multiply any integer with 1, we get the same integer. This is why it is known as multiplicative identity property of integers. Suppose a is an integer. If multiply a with 1, we get the result a. That means product of any integer with 1 is the integer itself. Same, we get the same integer. Some example you see, 7 into 1, that is 7. Minus 10 into 1, that is minus 10. Minus 21 into 1, that is minus 21. That means product of any integers, whatever integer you take, so product of any integer with 1, then we get the same integer. That means the integer, the result is the integer itself. So this is known as multiplicative identity property of integers. So student, zero property, in zero property we get product of any integer and 0 is 0. That means product of any integer and 0 is 0. Suppose a is an integer and product of a with 0, our result is 0. Some example, 11, minus 11 in an integer and product of minus 11 and 0 is 0. 51 is an integer, product of 51 with 0 is 0. Minus 110 is an integer and product of 110 with 0 is 0. So this is called a zero property. From zero property we get the product of any integer with 0 is 0. So this is called a zero property. Student, observe, this is distributive property. In distributive property we get a into, suppose a, b, c are 3 given integers. Then in distributive property we get a into b plus c equal a into b plus a into c. You may take bracket here, a into b and a into c. So this is the distributive property of integer of multiplication over addition. In distributive property we get, I repeat the line again, if a, b, c are the given integers, then a into b plus c bracket equal to a into b plus a into c. This is known as distributive property of multiplication over addition. So I explained this with taking some example in place of a, b, c. Let a equal to 3, b equal to minus 2, c equal to 10. Then LHS we get, LHS means this is left hand side, LHS means left hand side. So this is our left hand side. LHS we get a into b plus c. Our a is 3 into b is minus 2 plus c is 10. Then result 3 into minus 2 plus 10, we get 10 minus 2, 8. 8 3s are 24. So taking a equal to 3, b equal to minus 2, c equal to 10, our left hand side value is 24. Then now we check the right hand side value. RHS, right hand side, that is RHS, a into b bracket plus a into c. So our value of a is 3 and value of b is minus 2 plus value of a is 3 and value of c is 10. Then here you observe 3 into 2 6, that is minus 6 plus 3 tens are 30 and 30 minus 6 is 24. Now you observe the left side value is 24 and right side value is 24. That means a into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into c. This is called distributive property of multiplication of integer over addition. Similarly, we have another property of distributive property of multiplication of integer. It is over subtractions. Let I give here, you observe closely. Student, observe this property. Here I write a into b minus c equal to a into b minus a into c. So that means a, b, c are our given integers, and this is the distributive property of multiplication of integer over subtraction. In subtraction we get a into b minus c, that is a into b in minus a into c. Now I check this property by taking some examples in place of a, b and c. That means in place of a, b, c I take some integers and prove this property whether it is right or wrong. So let take some example of integer. Suppose a equal to this time 5, b equal to this time 4 and minus 4, and c is this time 7. So this time I take a equal to 5, b equal to minus 4 and c equal to 7. Then our LHS we get A into B minus C. So A is 5 into B is minus 4 and C is minus 7. So here 5 into minus 4 minus 7, that is minus 11, and minus 11 into 5, that is 55. Our sign is minus. So in LHS, that means 11 side, our value is minus 55. Then move to the right hand side. Right hand side is A into B minus A into C. Putting the value of A, B, C. A is 5, B is minus 4, minus A is 5, B, C is 7. So it is minus 20 and here minus 35. 35 minus 20, it is 55. Now you observe the value of left hand side, it is minus 55 and right hand side is also minus 55. This means the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction is true. So in this way we can check the distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Now student, observe here I write some points. My first point is, observe it is positive integer into positive integer is equal to positive integer. That means product of two positive integer is always positive. Product of two positive integer is always positive. Some example you observe, 4 into 5. 4 and 5 both are integers, they are both are positive. That means 4 5 is 20 is also a positive. Similarly, 10 into 8. 10 into 8 both are positive integer. 10 is 80, that means 80 is also positive. 11 into 9. 11 and 9 both are positive integer, that means 99 is a positive integer. So product of two positive integer is always positive. The next point you observe, 6 and negative integer minus 5. So 6 into minus 5, that is product of positive and negative integer, result is negative, that is minus 30. Similarly, product of positive integer 11 and negative is minus 8. Positive 11, negative minus 8, that is product of positive with negative integer. Then our result is 88, negative integer. So from this we get that product of positive integer with negative integer is always negative integer. Next student, my third point is the product of negative integer with negative integer always positive integer. This means that this time we multiply a negative integer with negative integer, that the product is always a positive integer. Example, minus 7 into minus 9. Minus 9, our result is 63. Here you see both integers are negative. Then when you product them, the product is positive. Similarly, minus 12 into minus 4. Minus 12 minus 4, it is 48. Here both the integers are negative integer and their product is positive. This means when negative integers are multiplied, when two negative integers are multiplied, the result is positive integer. Okay student, then fourth point is product of negative integer with positive integer is negative. Product of negative integer with positive integer is negative. Example you see, negative integer minus 7, positive integer 10, it is 70, sign is minus, that is negative integer with positive, the product is negative integer. Similarly, minus 14, negative integer and product with 3, it is 42, but sign is minus. It is because minus 14 is a negative integer and it is product with a multiplied with a positive integer, then the result is negative integer. Okay student, I hope you all understand the today's class. If you have any doubts related to today's class, please go to my comment box and comment to me. Again student, please keep watching my videos. In my videos I always take basic concept about the mathematics. So student, please keep watching my videos and also subscribe and share my channel so that more and more students get benefited. Okay, thank you.